Hey everyone, it's Star Alliance Man here, and today I'm going to be coming at you with a little 1-200 collection review. I'm just going to be going over all the 1-200 models that I've been collecting over the years, which as you can see, it's not that many, but yeah, I'm just going to go over these and just kind of talk about the different aircraft that I've got here. I've only started collecting more 1-200 aircrafts just as of recently, just kind of been getting them with selling off my 1-400 models. So that's kind of been something that I've been doing recently, just kind of switching off from 1-400s and kind of buying more 1-200s. Just because I like to have these models on display, and I just kind of like to look at them more often. And just with my 1-400 aircraft, I have to sort of, because they're upstairs in the first place, I have to go up into my attic, and then I have to go in there and just kind of organize all of them. And I have so many 1-400 aircraft that I thought I'd just kind of balance it out a little bit more, and get some more 1-200s, just because I really do like looking at these aircraft in particular, because they do have a little bit more detail than the 1-400s. They're obviously bigger, and just overall just really cool to look at, and having them all on display here I think is really nice. So yeah, we're gonna get this video going. I just want to say I do apologize for not uploading in the past couple months. It's been a really busy time, but it's just life, I guess. I'll probably be making some more videos over the Christmas break or something like that. Maybe when I travel next or something, I'll be making some travel videos or something. But I just haven't been traveling that much recently, or I've just been really busy. So so now that we're done with that, let's move on with the collection. So we're going to be starting off with the Lufthansa Cargo MD-11 freighter. This is actually, I think this was a couple months ago. This was actually no. I think this was like a long time ago. I keep messing this up because some of them I did actually, I did buy this I think a couple months ago, but the release of the actual model was probably a while ago. But yeah, the Lufthansa Cargo MD-11F has always been pretty symbolic to me. Just looking at, just thinking about Lufthansa Cargo in general, and the fact that they're kind of all going to be replaced by either 777s or some other thing. But the MD-11 has always been really iconic, especially in the cargo industry, and just looking at, Lufthansa Cargos back in the old days. I used to go to Munich a lot, and I've been up to, Cologne, I've been to Frankfurt, of course, and just checking out all those Lufthansa Cargos I think was always really cool. So having one of their models here, I think is very nice. As we move on, we have a Porter Q400. He's just sitting there in the back. I bought him for like $50, I think, off Amazon. Just a quick little purchase, just because I think Porter's a really cool little airline. They operate out of Toronto, Billy Bishop, I believe. And they have a decent service, a decent network. And I just think they're a really cool and friendly airline, so I decided to get one of their models. I think they only operate Q400s, so they are going to be getting CS300s or CS100s, one of those two, in the future, but having these Q400s, I think it was definitely worth the purchase, so it looks pretty nice. Up next we have an AirTran 717, and I think this was one of the more recent releases from Gemini 200, and this is really an iconic aircraft, just because AirTran is obviously gone now with the merger, but I remember seeing these all the time traveling to the southeast, in particular to Atlanta, of course, but to Orlando. I always used to see AirTran aircraft, and particularly the 717, so definitely holds a special place in my heart, but definitely not as much as some other airlines that I've flown more often with, but I've always seen AirTran there, so I just thought it was totally worth to have, and something to look at. Up next we have an Air Tahiti Nui A340-300. This is definitely one of my biggest aircraft in the collection, if not the biggest. Actually, I think it is. I've got two A340-300s. You can see the Swiss one down there as well. But it's Air Tahiti Nui. I really just got this for the livery, just because I think it's really colorful. You actually just can't see the whole thing. I'll kind of look over here, but this whole model, the livery is just really awesome in my opinion. And they operate flights out of Tahiti, of course. They go to Paris, LA. And I just think it's an awesome aircraft, honestly. Just looking at that, I think it's a really, bright, just awesome livery. So that's really the main reason I got that, and just something colorful to bring into the collection. As we move on, actually, I don't know why I was going there. I forgot the British Concorde. This was released a couple months ago, I think. And, obviously one of the more historical aircraft here, now retired, of course, but the Concorde is, to me, one of the more special aircrafts in basically all of history. I always look back at the Concorde and think about the engineering behind it and the design behind it, and I just think it's a really special piece of engineering to kind of behold and think about. So it's kind of more the reason why I got this one, and just sort of think about the Concorde, and I don't know, just kind of it's just really, I don't know how to describe it, but even though I've never flown in the Concorde, I just think it's a really important aircraft in history, and just more of the main reason that's why I got it. But as you can see, this is the British Airways livery for the Concorde, and I believe there was an earlier Gemini 200 release for this. There's also like an Air France, and there's more that they're still getting released, but yeah, I decided to go with British when I saw this one released. So it's a really cool model. Moving over here, we basically have a collection of all my United aircraft. We do have a Cessna in there as well, but yeah, I've got a variety of liveries here. We have the three main liveries: the Battleship Gray, Blue Tulip, and obviously the post-merger new livery. But we'll start off with the Dash 8. So this is one of the smaller Dash 8s. I think this is the Dash 8 Dash 200. And this is obviously in the Battleship Gray livery, and I remember seeing these all the time back in the early 2000s, probably more like 1990s, going in and out of Denver. I think I've probably flown one of these out of Denver before, and I don't know where else they used to be flying out of, but yeah, I just remember seeing this livery all the time, and I've owned this model for maybe 3 or 4 years. This is probably one of my older Gemini 200 models, but yeah, it's a pretty awesome model, and just really, I mean, it's the only Battleship Gray I have, so just always good to keep that in mind. Over here we have a Cessna 172. This is not a Gemini 200. This is in 1:72 scale, so that's obviously a bit different. But I really just got this just because it's a general aviation aircraft, and really just because it's I've actually been in one, and I've actually flown a Cessna 172, and it's just always that kind of starter sort of symbol for general aviation and where you start, especially for a pilot career. So always cool to have, and just really awesome model. Up here, you have a CRJ 700 in the Blue Tulip livery. I've probably owned this one for maybe a bit longer than the Battleship Gray. I don't actually know, but I've owned this one for maybe 5 or 6 years whenever it got released. But this is a really cool model just because I've flown this aircraft so many times, and especially out of Denver in the old days. So I definitely had to get one of these models, and I'm really glad I have it. Up next, we have a United 757-200, and I really wanted to get a 757-200 just because it's a really special aircraft in history, along with the Concorde, but just the more of the design specifications for a 757 and Boeing's future for a middle-of-market aircraft. I just think it was worth it to get a 1/200 scale version of an aircraft that 20, 30 years in time is going to be something that's going to be looked upon as one of the more important aircraft inventions. And to me, especially with the United livery, that just kind of worked out. So yeah, I remember I think I got that for maybe $30 off or something. So that was definitely a good purchase, and yeah, nice model. Up here we have a United Express E170. This is a pretty cool model. I think I got this just because it was on sale as well. But yeah, it's in the Blue Tulip livery, which is, in my opinion, obviously better than the merger. But yeah, I mean, I've flown on these aircraft maybe a couple times, but yeah, definitely a cool model. Up next, we have a United Express CRJ 700 in the newer livery, and yeah, this one just came out, I think a month or two ago. It's pretty recent. So yeah, this is United Express CRJ 700 in the current livery now. Really the same story with that other CRJ 700. Just wanted to get another one in the current livery. And then we have an E145 in the old United Express Blue Tulip livery. Yeah, I think the E145, I've probably owned this for 5 years or something like that. Similar with the CRJ 700, I've owned those two for a while now. So yeah, I just wanted to get the whole kind of regional collection going. That's pretty much it for the top row of these aircrafts. I got a few more down here. If you count Skymarks, they're not Gemini 200, but yeah, I got this for probably $20 or something. It's just a cool little desk model, and it's a 763 of United. Then I have a Swiss A340-300, and this is in the Zurich to San Francisco special livery. To me, this is one of the more beautiful liveries. It's just really cool. So they really put a lot of effort into this livery, and yeah, I hope they do something like this again, maybe to San Francisco or a different destination. But they put a lot of effort into it, and I'm really very happy and impressed when I look at this aircraft. So really cool model. And up next we have a TED A320, and for some reason I had an issue with the engine. I don't know why, it just fell off there. I just couldn't get it to stick on, but yeah, I only got that one about a month or two ago off eBay. So I mean, TED, I've definitely flown them a few times, particularly at places like Vegas. They're gonna be probably something that is gonna be forgotten, and I mean it's already forgotten now, but maybe in 10 or 20 years it'll be something to kind of look back upon and remember TED. But yeah, they pretty much only operated A320s, and just decided to get one of them, just to kind of think about the history of United and when they briefly operated that budget airline. And up next we have the TWA DC9. Yeah, pretty cool model. This is really just more of the historical relevance of TWA. And now that they're actually building a new TWA hotel up in JFK, which is cool. I've actually been to there. Like I landed in there, I think 3 months ago, back from some trip over the summer, but I remember seeing the construction for the hotel, so that's pretty cool. And they have like a new center now, like you can go up into like they have an office in the World Trade Center now, so you can go up there. But it's really cool. So very happy with what they're doing and trying to preserve their new hotel. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the 1-200 collection. Really just got, definitely is a few share of these models are not really vintage, but just kind of important airlines or aircraft in history, more recent history, not 100 years ago, type of aircraft that are kind of special to me, so or just cool aircraft like the Swiss. It's just got a really cool livery. The Air Tahiti Nui, just kind of bright, colorful aircraft that kind of show off. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching this video, just going through my 1-200 models, and yeah, leave a comment below the description about your 1-200 models and whether you have any that you want released by Gemini Jets. It's definitely an interesting discussion. Like if you go on Facebook, there's always people requesting certain models, and yeah, I'm always going to be looking out for more 1-200 models now, and just going to be seeing which ones I'm interested in. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon. See you later.